Hey, welcome to another episode of beersandbars.com. Today we're coming to you from Portland, Oregon. Now, I've never been to Portland, Oregon, but decided to give it a visit. So I came here with my wife on our 23rd wedding anniversary. And of course, I had to visit a brewery, so I wanted to share a couple of the offerings that I shared with you. But before we start that, I wanted to ask you a question and maybe see if you guys do the same thing I do, or if I'm the only one, or what do you guys do? So, what I try to do is when I visit a new city, I try to pick a local team and maybe purchase a hat. So, if you notice, I'm wearing a Portland Timbers. Now that's part of the MLS soccer. So, I decided to purchase one of them so that I don't look like a tourist, so I look like a local. Because I did notice that a lot of my clothing that I do have is obviously location specific. I am from Los Angeles, so I definitely got Dodgers gear. I got USC gear, um, Lakers gear, obviously, Chargers, Rams, just a lot of the local teams, which shows where I'm from. So when you go somewhere else, you know, you just want to chill. You unless they're playing them or something like that. Why I don't know. I just like buying something local so I don't stand out and I don't look like a tourist. I don't know what you guys do, but that's what I do. And I like all the gear I've been getting. This one's a pretty cool hat. So I don't have a lot of green because I'm a Laker fan. So Celtic green is not something I like, but I like green and I like this. But let's get back to what we're talking about. And the reason we're here is to talk about some beer. And the beer that I picked up today at Level Beer, uh, right here, I picked up two 4 packs. I picked up Bad Hombre, and this one is a Mexican style lager. And I also picked up from Level Beer the 5 pound hammer right here. And this one is a Hazy India Pale Ale. Now, I definitely recommend if you guys come down to Portland, give them a visit. They do have a nice area, plenty of parking. Right now, they have plenty of outside seating, walked in, plenty of beer offerings on tap, plenty of beer to go. And I also picked me up a nice tulip glass here for Level Beer. So, I mean, we're here to drink beer, right? So let's get on it. The first one I want to try is this Bad Hombre Mexican style lager. And the description they give themselves is the easy drinking style of beer made popular in Mexico, light bodied, crisp, and clean malt character with mild corn flavor that goes great with lime. And what I like about this, let's see if you notice that, what they do, they kind of have a range right there. And this one's a 4.8 alcohol by volume, but they have a hoppiness, like a hoppy meter, a malty meter, a bitter meter, and a sour meter. And this right here, altogether, they're pretty low on everything except for maltiness, which is not high, but it's higher than the other ones. So let's go jump into the Bad Hombre Mexican style lager. Now I love it when these craft beers jump into the lagers, because like I said before, if you've listened to my, if you visited me here on my YouTube page, is that there really isn't, you can't really disguise any imperfections in the lager. What you get is what it is. You can't hide it with other things. It's a lager. So I love it when they make a lager. And so let's go ahead and try it out here. Definitely first thing that really, it almost has like that. And when you're pouring a soda, you can really hear the fizz from the carbonation in the head there. There you go. Now this one's clear, and actually where you hear the fizz is actually from the head. You can definitely have the malty aroma, and that's why you don't want to be too head. There's nothing wrong with a good head when you're pouring. Obviously, you don't want to go overboard, but a nice head is good because That's where all the aroma comes from. And actually itself, it doesn't really have a lot of carbonation, but you definitely smell that maltiness from it. Definitely have those Mexican lager characteristics. Definitely has plenty of flavor. It's not a watered down lager or pilsner. Uh, not necessarily what I'm saying that it doesn't have it's not watered down like maybe corporate beer. It's flavorful, has a lot of taste to it. Uh, Very good. And as far as Mexican style lagers, I think this one's really good. Uh, I think this one has enough flavor where you probably wouldn't want to turn it into, well, I guess you can, but I personally probably wouldn't use this one for a michelada. It says to add a lime to it, but I think this beer is perfectly good on its own. I don't think it needs anything else. So kudos to Level Beer for a good Mexican lager there. All right, guys. Well, let me finish this one so we could talk about a 5 pound hammer hazy India pale ale. All right, let me finish this one and I'll get back at you. Okay? Don't go anywhere. All right, guys. Well, thanks for holding on. Just finished it. Really enjoyed my bad hombre, and now we're gonna jump into the 5 pound hammer. Now this one's a hazy India pale ale, and it is 7.0 alcohol by volume, and like I said in the meter there, so the hoppiness is really high, maltiness is really low, bitter is less than half, and sourness is basically nothing. So if you're drinking this one, you're gonna expect some hoppiness. So let's see if we get some hoppiness. All right. All right. What do you see there? Definitely some haziness. Very nice. Even from over here, I don't need to get close to it, and I get those citrus aroma from it. It almost has that like if I have a citrus in front of me, like an orange, and I've just peeled it. That's the aroma I get from the head. Let's jump into it. It's definitely a bitterness to it, but it's not too much. It's not like biting into an orange peel or a citrus peel, like a grapefruit peel. While there's a little bit of bitterness to it, it's not overpowering. It actually dissipates a bit, so it smooths out. Not so much like what have I tried? Like I think the best IPA type that came at you with bitterness with Pliny the Elder. That one was like boom bitterness, and then like a melt in your mouth type bitterness where it just faded away and it was very refreshing. This one has those type of notes too. Not as good, but I can't imagine. This is in a can, so if you went to the source, I bought it from Level Beer, but I can't imagine if you just got it straight from tap. Probably just wonderful. So definitely a must try. So, like I said before, You could travel. You don't even need to find a brewery before, you know, before you go travel. I'm 100% certain, or 99.9, that wherever you go in this country, you'll be able to find a brewer that's pretty close to where you're visiting. I've been to plenty of states, and with craft beer, even the smallest areas will have uh, a brewery. And a brewery doesn't necessarily have to be a whole operation. I've been to pizza joints who brew their own beer, so that's a was a wonderful surprise when you could walk in there and they brew their own beer. It could be small batches, but it's a gem. Now this one is a microbrewery, so I don't know if it's available in your area, but definitely if you're in this area in Portland, Oregon, Seattle, or Washington, definitely look out for Level Beer. Definitely worth a try. All right, guys. Well, as we discussed before, let me know if your buying habits are the same as me. When we go travel to somewhere else, we try to blend in by maybe purchasing something from a local sports team. Uh, that's what I do, and I enjoy it. I've gone to Miami and got a Miami Dolphins cap. Gone to San Diego and got me a old school, either Chargers cap or maybe an old school San Diego Padres cap. Now, I'm still loyal to my local teams, but I want to fit in. I don't want to look like a tourist. But let me know if you do the same or you rep all the way. All right, guys. Well, that's enough of that. That's enough of this. And you know what I'm going to say right now. If you haven't done so already, have a great beer, because I think I just did. All right, guys. Well, stay safe out there, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.